Hello, friends. Welcome to Local on Aspen 82. My name is Oliver Sharp. I am extremely honored to be joined by Patton Oswalt, one of my favorite multi-hyphenates in the entertainment industry. Hello, my friend. How are you?
I'm good. You got me. You got a rare before 9 a.m. interview.
This is amazing. You've had coffee. You've had water.
I've had tea. I've had fruit. I haven't had. If I had too much coffee, it would be too jolty, and it wouldn't be a good interview.
Okay.
So I did a slow ramp up. Trust me, I'm such an old hat at this, Sonny. I've done this many times.
We're easing into it.
Yes, we really are.
Have you been in Aspen before?
Yeah, I used to come here for the HBO thing back in the day, and that was great because the executives really needed a place to go ski and not go see young comedians. So it just made you feel really good as a young performer to see these executives that could control your career being able to relax and just be in a hot tub, and then you'd be doing your show, and you would know, like, oh, they right now are getting a nice massage. They're not here. They're not having to be so stressed out. It just, we're a family, and it feels good to, like, give them that break that they need.
They need to be relaxed.
They really did.
And that was such a cool event. You mentioned that being kind of at the early part of your career. Can you talk about that? What's your origin story getting into stand-up?
I mean, I started back in 88. I was living in Virginia. Started doing open mic. I'm sure you went through a similar thing. The summer between freshman and sophomore year of college, I think, is a really crucial time that doesn't get looked at enough, because that's the first year that you realize, oh, I should probably decide what I'm going to do because the free ride's about to end. And so I started doing a bunch of different jobs, and one of them, I started doing open mics in DC, and it just clicked. That just clicked. But I was doing a bunch of other different things. I was doing sports writing for a local paper. I was training to be a paralegal. I was working as a wedding DJ on the weekends. I was like, whatever one of these works, I'll do it. And then comedy worked.
You dipped your toes into a lot of different things.
Yeah.
I was a history major, so I didn't really quite get that.
Quite
get the memo about having to figure out how to end the free ride.
So you went all the way to senior year going, well, that's the Peloponnesian War. Oh, wait, I need to earn a paycheck. What the?
Better just keep reading, history books. A lot of great projects in the works for you. You're going to be a Ghostbuster. That's amazing. How did that happen? Yeah.
Jason Reitman asked me, and I, of course, I said yes because I wanted to. Yes, I wanted to be in the movie. I also just wanted to hang out with Paul Rudd and Dave. Listen, the movie is great, but even if the movie sucks, I don't care because I got to spend weeks listening to Dan Aykroyd tell stories about the early years at SNL and the early years of like New York in the 70s. So in between takes, me and Rudd and Carrie Coon and Finn, we would all go, and Grace McKenna, there was this tent area, and we would just go in there and we would just sit and listen to Dan tell stories. It was like it was almost like there was a mini concert venue for just 6 people, and we would just sit there and listen to Dan. And his stories are freaking insane. He either needs to do a one-man show or someone needs to make a weird biopic, but not biopic, like add weird, fantastic elements to it, because some of his stories, which did happen to him, sound like something you would make up that can't be true, but it is.
It's crazier than reality.
Yeah. And what makes it even crazier is he tells the whole thing like, yeah, we were, I was at this party and like Bowie's in the corner singing, but Francis Coppola's up on the bar dancing. I can't hear him. And like, it's like a cranky old dad who like visited Narnia and has come back and it's like, they had some kind of orb that could make people levitate. I don't know. It was cold. I remember it being cold. You're like, oh my God, what are you talking about?
I love this. One of the things I love about you is your genuine enthusiasm, and it seems like you're a fan of a lot of things.
Yes.
So, comics, other comedians,
yes,
books and films and actors. How does your fandom influence your work in your life?
I think that I'm enthusiastic about stuff. I don't really take that. I don't get that if you're in showbiz, but you have that attitude of like, it's all crap. I don't care. Well, then why are you doing? Like, I started as a fan first. It's a really cool profession to get to be in, even if you're like, the parts of it, like what you're doing. You get to interview people and talk to people. That's equally fascinating. Like, that's really, really cool. So I try to just stay fascinated with every single thing I'm doing, whether it's a movie, whether it's a TV show. I work with people, and even before I met them, I kind of know their stuff. Like I'm doing a show, I did a show called Manhunt, and one of the directors of one of the episodes was Carl Franklin, who did One False Move and Devil in a Blue Dress, and like
classic
just
seminal film.
Amazing. And I was like, I'm working with Carl Franklin. And I tried not to like bother him too much, but I could tell that he was like, oh, this guy really appreciates my work. Because I do, like that he did really cool stuff.
And you do a lot of cool stuff. And I mentioned at the top, you're a multi-hyphenate, again, an author, actor, comedian. Do you bill yourself as one more than the other? Or do you focus on one more than the other?
I used to try to figure out where should things go in the hyphenate. And now I'm just like, whatever I'm doing presently, that's what I am. So today you're talking to a comedian because I'm doing a show tonight. In a month, I'll be doing press for Ghostbusters and Manhunt, so I'll be an actor. So it's just whatever I'm into at the moment, I try to really commit hard to it.
That's very cool. And also, your comic book career is also flourishing, so Minor Threats coming back. Talk about
Not a lot of comic book stores in Aspen.
No.
It's weird.
Yes.
Not a big comic book store culture out here.
No. Mostly luxury retail. So it's
yeah, it's a little weird. If it was like limited editions, like all mint, $2 million copies of Spider-Man, yes, that store would flourish.
That could have legs.
Exactly.
You could have an idea. And so we're here behind us, Aspen Laugh Festival. You're kicking things off tonight. What's it mean for you to be in Aspen and at the Wheeler Opera House, which is one of our oldest, best buildings?
Well, as I was told on the way over here, it dates back to the 1800s.
Yes.
When Aspen was all about silver mining and prostitution. And Aspen, why did that go away? Why did you replace it with skiing? It could have been. I just love that especially back then, you had to build things. If you're going to build in Aspen, it better last. So there's this infrastructure that's here. Have they ever shot historical movies here? Because there's certain streets where you shoot it at just the right angle. It's the 1800s. You could probably get away with it.
Probably. There's actually not been a lot of films made here.
Oh, you know what? What am I saying? It'd be too expensive to move No, you can't do that. Oh my God, I'm an idiot. Also, look, it's great to be on the Laugh Fest, but look who I'm with. It's Beth Stelling, then it's Patty, then it's Reggie. These three, I'm kicking off this amazing lineup of people. They are all frigging brilliant. Patty is a force of nature. Beth Stelling is one of the best comedy writers. She has one of my favorite jokes. I'm going to tell one of her jokes. She doesn't do it in her show anymore because she did it in a special. But she said, she goes, when I was in college, this is actually, by the way, she is like Kyle Kinane and Jackie Cation, where, can I curse just a little bit?
Oh, yeah.
She's a shit magnet. She is someone that pulls weirdness towards her and gets a lot of free material and is able to cope with it in such a brilliant way. And so when she was in college, she goes, I got my boyfriend's name tattooed, I think on her back or something, but it was his, I had him do it his handwriting, and then I had the tattoo make it permanent, and then a month later they broke up. And then she goes, you know how hard it is to get laid when you have your ex-boyfriend's name tattooed on your back? It's the easiest thing in the world. Guys don't care. They're totally they don't care. And then Reggie is just absolute freeform weirdness. When people go, well, you don't know what's going to happen. I'll say, with Reggie, it's actually true. You don't know what he's going to do every night, and he doesn't know what he's going to do, and that it's so electric getting to watch him. This is such a cool lineup.
Such a cool lineup. We're so excited to have this event back in Aspen, back at the Wheeler, which is a historic room. I think you're going to like that stage a lot.
So history-wise, who's performed there?
There's been a lot of great actors there. I was on stage there one time. The community school here writes a play every year, and they wrote me in as a local journalist. So that was. You
got to actually be on there. Oh my! Hang on.
It was very meta.
I'm going to be on the same stage that you. I kind of wish you hadn't told me that, because that's a little.
Well, you're putting me on the spot because now I can't think of anyone.
I'm just asking because whenever I go to, I've done shows in towns with historic theaters, and then you're backstage and Charlie Chaplin was here, or oh my God. So especially, I know that back in the 1800s, a lot of these mining towns would pay top dollar to bring in top entertainment. So there could have been really historical people, like, you know, the Swedish Nightingale. What was her name? She might have come through here.
We're gonna have to look deeper into this. I think there is a big safe in there. So there,
really,
which is very cool. It's got one of the big,
hell yeah,
from the safe cracking heist movies. Like there's a cool safe in there.
They should. Awesome. Is it like a walk-in safe?
Oh yeah.
There's a. My friends, here's why I asked, because in LA a lot of times when you buy a house, it ends up having a weird history to it. Like, oh, this guy was here. And my friends bought a house, and then they found there was a safe in the wall, one of those big walls that wasn't open. Like it was locked like a million years ago. And so they found a guy that could open old safes. They opened up, and the inside was an old speakeasy. Like a tiny speakeasy that people would come, and there were all these people that signed the wall. So it was like, you know, Clara Bow and Charlie Chaplin, they had all gone there to drink in this house.
I thought you were going to say like bearer bonds or something, but this guy put a bar in his safe.
He put a bar in the safe.
Yeah, I think that's actually one of the most valuable things that you could find behind a safe. Mm-hmm. Very cool.
They should turn the safe at the Wheeler House into a little speakeasy.
I think that's a good plan. We'll talk to the city about that. Patton, thank you so much for being here. Have a great show tonight.
Thanks for having me, man.
Also on tour, Effervescent. Are we going to see that as a special in the future?
Yes. This is the tour that I'm on right now. I'm refining that hour down, and I'll probably shoot. Yeah, thank you. I'll probably shoot that later in the spring or summer. But yeah, that's coming together very nicely.
Awesome. We'll keep an eye out for it. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me, man.
All right, we're going to take a break. We're back with a lot more on Local after this.